Hey everybody, welcome to Skraturdays, an Avenue Studios and a Squirrel Plays collaboration. Today is a special stream where we are supporting a charity, so all your donations do use the Streamlabs donation link that goes to Avenue Studios, or YouTube Super Chats on Twitch as well. That way you can comment what benefits or detriments you want to give to us during the game, and then I'm going to take the full sum of what you donate and put that into the charity at the end of the stream. Hello, CVS, great mustache, welcome. So again, use our Streamlabs donations, of course, do get a vote on the Circle Beard even tonight. So if you don't know, Circle Beard votes every $10 you donate. You can say yay or nay to giving Jacob a Circle Beard at the end of Eldamon. But I will let Glenn, our guest of honor, speak on both the system Clever, Cool, Crazy and RPGs versus AD when we come around. But first, we'll say hello to our players playing Yum Yum. Kristen, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing really well. I was outside all day today, so got my vitamin D. All set.
We always joke. And let me know how sound resounds in your ears. Hey, Tabletop Phoenix, welcome. And moving along, Scrat from A Squirrel Plays. How are you, my brother?
Hello, I'm good. I haven't been here in a while. You can't really see her, but she's watching.
Aww.
I got a cat.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
We got two familiars with us tonight.
yeah.
Maybe a turtle will show up like last time. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, that was last time, wasn't it? Just random turtle across the window.
So good, dude. I don't know how to segue. Speaking of turtles, Dan Good, our ringer, joining us last minute. Thank you, my brother, for hopping in. How are you?
No problem. I'm good. I was also outside for a good portion of the day, mowing the lawn.
Excellent. That's good. Yay, summer.
Yeah.
I gotta fix Scrat's camera. Well, while I do that... No, you're good. It's me. It's not you, it's me. Most important of all, our guest of honor tonight, Glenn from Clever, Cool, Crazy and RPGs versus AD. How are you tonight, sir?
I am just thrilled to be here with all of you. Great escapees into the wastelands and all those on the interwebs. Come on in, drop out from the rest of the world. Let's get some imagination going for a good cause, which is RPGs versus AD. So just to introduce the cause, RPGs versus AD is the name of our team for the Alzheimer's Association's Longest Day event. The Longest Day is a fundraiser to fight Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, raises money that's used for research, community outreach, part of a nationwide initiative. And typically, it focuses on doing some activity or activities that you love on the longest day of the year. By the way, if you have someone with Alzheimer's or related disorders, it feels like every day is the longest day. But in this case, we mean the summer solstice, June 20th. But they've nowadays been moving more and more to people being able to do things leading up to and even after the longest day, which is what we're doing here. So we've already played several different sessions of different tabletop role-playing games starting in March. Currently, we have raised, not counting for this one, the team has raised $4,180. And that's all, you know, people playing tabletop role-playing games on computers. That's what has done it. And thank you so much to the community. You guys are great. And I know you're going to continue great. We're going to have more sessions leading up into June 20th and beyond. On June, I was not outside. I was actually working on some stuff for 𝙏𝙗𝙗𝒏𝒕 𝑺𝒕𝒖𝒅𝒊𝒐𝒔 D&D campaign world, and he's actually going to live play with us on June 20th for RPGs versus AD. We'll be doing his Myriad Legends campaign using D&D. We'll have a few other, probably a DC 20 game on June 20th, and then in July we're going to be doing Daggerheart with the pocket dimension for the fundraiser. So we got lots of exciting. And you know what? We've got other teams who are still going. It is not too late. If you want you and your table to join our team, do something. You can do it at home. You can do it in some live setting, or you can do it like this, live streaming. So just you can always check out the team page at RPGs versus AD for that. So that is the cause. That is the mission. My day gig is I'm a behavioral neurologist. I treat people with Alzheimer's disease and related disorders, run the memory and cognition program for Geisinger Health. So this is a cause that's near and dear to my heart. So thank you all for being here. And with that, we probably should start introducing both our game system and our game.
Real quick before you do, a ton just happened because people are awesome. First of all, Max's Stinky11, thanks for the follow on Twitch, because that's important. But even more so, $100 just got donated by the Great Mustache. He says, since pros getting assets, add in a Bane. So with a $100 donation, Glenn, I'll let you explain exactly the assets and everything that people can purchase, but we're doing the all pros get assets. He's adding a private Bane, so Glenn, you have a Bane in your pocket to add to the story immediately.
Nah.
I will also be starting the poll, because with that donation, we unlock the Bane Boon poll immediately, twice over. So whatever people vote in a minute, it will be double that. In our, guys, for those showing up, we do Bane and Boons. When we get to a certain amount of donations, it unlocks a Bane Boon poll for the whole chat, Twitch and YouTube. Whatever they pick, Glenn gets to have that in his pocket and decide how to use it. Either something bad for a Bane, something good for a Boon. So, and then on top of that, Jason Davis, I believe that's Cepheus in the chat, $20. Let's get this evening going. So, Cepheus, let me know who you'd like to give that one to.
Yeah.
I can't remember now off the top of my head. What was the $20? I'm suddenly blanking.
$20 was for one pro an asset or one pro a condition.
Perfect.
So basically, for those of you who are used to Avenue Studios, Banes and Boons, if you consider an asset like a Boon and a condition like a Bane, you're on the right track.
And Glenn, actually, including what people can purchase, why don't you go ahead? I'm going to start the Boon now. You guys have 2 minutes to type in !vote Bane or !vote Boon. That will put it in. And while they're doing that, Glenn, would you tell us how clever, cool, and crazy works?
Yeah, so welcome to my light RPG system called Clever, Cool, Crazy. By the way, if you want to know how to remember the order, the second letter is in alphabetical order. So clever L, cool O, and crazy R. So just remember the second letter alphabetical order and you've got it. Clever, Cool, Crazy is a light RPG system. Basically, it has a special dice rolling mechanic that I created called the Dueling Exploding Dice System. We use D6s, but we use them a little different in Clever, Cool, Crazy with the Dueling Exploding Dice System. Basically, 6s don't count for anything. You can treat them like a 0, and 5s explode. And that is the main part. And whenever you do something that requires a roll, the world or your opponent rolls against you. So very, easy to get hand of the dice. You just got to get used to thinking 6s are no-no. But also your character sheet, which in Clever, Cool, Crazy, we call the characters protagonists or pros for short. Your protagonists have mainly 3 main parts to them. They have features, which, think of anything else in a role-playing game that, defines who you are and what you can do. That's what features are. You may or may not have assets, which are like special equipment or special. If you've ever played Cypher system, think of ciphers, and you're actually maybe a little close to that. It was Convergent Evolution, and then like after a while, I'm like, oh, this actually reminds me of ciphers now that I think about it. And then conditions, which, pretty much you all probably are used to hearing about conditions, sort of deficits. It's a very simple system. Features have a numeric value, assets have a numeric value, and conditions have a numeric value. In general, features are the base of how good you are. Assets might add a little oomph to that. Some of them are just one-time use. Some of them are enduring. Some of them have special rules. And conditions, if they apply, are subtracted from your total. They don't always apply. And one interesting little quirk in Clever, Cool, Crazy is features and assets are mostly positive for our pros. Conditions are mostly negative, but every once in a blue moon, a feature or asset may work against you and a condition may work for you. Just all depends on the situation. So that's the nuts and bolts. We're going to reveal a lot of other mechanics as we go along. But I think at this point, it's probably good for us to start introducing our characters, aka protagonists, or pros for short. I will mention Clever, Cool, Crazy is a universal system. You can use it with any setting or genre. A lot of times when I demo this at conventions or to new players, we will literally say, everyone pick a genre you want to play, and I will mash them up. And then right off the bat, we play. So it's that kind of flexibility. And so for tonight, we're doing something rather Fallout-esque, which I actually am glad you guys picked that, because I was excited to see that Universal Horror Nights is going to have a Fallout house.
That's awesome. And real quick before we get into it, two things. Bane was the winner. So, Glenn, you technically have 3 Banes in your pocket now to start the game. So thank you, chat. And I forgot to read off the rest of Great Mustache. Forgive me, Mustache. Because he wants to say, first of all, 4 nays and 6 yays to Circle Beard to make it more even. You're the best. Funds coming, some from family. Grandpa had Alzheimer's. Grandmother, other side, had dementia. So thank you, Mustache, for the donation there. Again, guys, 100%. We're doing it through Streamlabs so I can see your comments and we can track it for the stream. 100% of what you're donating, I'll be putting into the... yes, Chaos, that's right. 100% will go into the charity at the end of the stream. So... thank you guys, and
appreciate
sorry
you.
Glenn, take it back over.
No, that's well worth it. And I do have to add, they figured out that there's about a 40% lifetime risk of having a dementia before the end of your life. So This disease, basically you can figure it touches almost half of your family, in any family. So this is a very common problem that all of our families face. So we're with you. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go to a post-apocalyptic wasteland where basically the ways of the Old West probably are the most applicable to survival, unless you're one of those vault dwellers. But we're going to start out in the wastelands with a team that's been hired for a very special job. Let's go ahead and start with you guys telling us who you are and what you do. And I have Dan Good on my screen first to go. So Dan Good, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Hey, I'm going to be playing a robot for the first time, and his name is Johnny 3GG.
Oh, and real quick,
he's a
Johnny,
Mr. Handy.
Johnny, you got the asset from Cepheus. He said, "May robots take over the world." I think I might be quoting.
Heck yeah.
Robots shall rule us meatbags. So that's for you.
So yeah, I'm playing Johnny. He's Mr. Handy bot from the kitchen. He's waited 200 years to receive an order. And finally, this crazy person just comes along and ordered him to gather yum-yums. And that's what he's been doing, following her around since.
All right. Well, with that kind of intro, I think we need to go to Yum Yum, a.k.a. Griffin.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm Yum Yum. I am a raider warlord, and I will read you my backstory. No one remembers who she was before she became Yum Yum. Some say she was a vault baby. Others say she crawled out of a ruined egg factory, caked in yolk and ash, giggling like a lunatic. The only thing anyone does know is this. Cross her, and you'll end up with a fork in your eye and your liver pickled in a dented tin of pre-war mayo. Her obsession began in childhood. She found a half-crushed can of Yum Yum deviled eggs in a forgotten vending machine near an irradiated diner. Against all odds, the seal was intact. She cracked it open, took one bite, and something in her brain clicked. The creamy tang, the soft sulfur punch of preserved egg, it was better than any radroach steak or Brahmin jerky she'd ever scrounged. From that day on, the eggs weren't just food, they were sacred. She began calling herself Yum Yum and painted the Yum Yum deviled egg logo on her armor, a grinning cartoon egg with devil horns and a bloody fork. Her weapons? Modified kitchen utensils, a sharpened egg slicer, a spork pike she called Whisker, and a sawed-off shotgun named The Boil. Her gang, the Cartons, raid old supermarkets, food factories, and vaults in search of canned eggs, mayo, mustard, and any other remnants of the old world's culinary sins. She's known for psychological warfare, leaving hard-boiled eggs in the mouth of her victims, or arranging cracked shells in the shape of her gang's symbol before a raid. Raiders fear her, traitors avoid her, and some cultists even believe she's a prophet of taste, chosen by some forgotten food mascot god. That's Yum Yum.
All right. That is so Yum Yum. Very good. And with that, I think we'll go to our own Scrat. Squirrel plays. Who are you playing tonight, though?
I am Slagmaw. So his deal is, well, the cat wants out. He may or may not be a ghoul, to be determined, but he woke up in a science lab after the bombs dropped shortly after, and he was a little messed up, and he didn't remember anything, didn't know where he was, so he got to looking around and digging into some research notes and those old terminals you always had to hack in the games, and he found out he was in a science lab making super mutants, and there were a ton of super mutants in there, so he was like, I'm a super mutant. I must be, but I'm an early version. That's why I'm still small and scrawny. So, none of the super mutants wanted him because they didn't believe him and they went off and did his own thing. Might be his fault. There's a bunch of super mutants roaming around and got let out. So, what is it? The FEV? Kristen will have to help me out here. She's the Fallout buff. The FEV, isn't that what the super mutants have?
Oh, man.
It's either HEV right. Or FEV.
Man, the H sounds...
Yes. That's what buffed up the super mutant. So he's like, all right, mine just hasn't kicked in. I'm an early version. It will get here, though, eventually. And he's
forced evolutionary virus.
Oh, it is FEV. Yeah.
Yep. So he's been roaming the wasteland, convinced he's a super mutant. He's actually incredibly frail and weak and lucky. So, like, when he goes to kick down a door because he thinks he's strong enough to do it, it's actually a door that's just barely standing, and he just got lucky and found that one. He goes right through it, and he's like, I am super mutant, so.
All right. And last but not least, our stream master extraordinaire, Dan Stacy. Who are you playing?
I'm trying. Thank you guys for hanging in there. I'll do mine real quick. We did have a poll for who was most likely to die. Slagmaw did get 89%, so the other 11% went to Yum Yum. So the Dans are good.
Yeah, the Dans are
good. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Anyways, I'm playing Sprocket Cobb. Before the bombs fell, Sprocket Cobb was a cheerful engineer at Robco Industries, where he specialized in servo systems and modular robotics. Always the office prankster and grease monkey, he took more joy in fixing than attending corporate briefings. When the Great War erupted, he was caught in the blast zone, working on a subterranean test facility. He survived but changed. And now he walks around, travels around. He ended up getting picked up by Yum Yum because he can fix things pretty good. he also has a slight lung issue, maybe from all the radiation, especially from my cart Nuki, because I always have this steam-powered, nuclear-powered cart that looks like a hog and carries all my tools and everything I need. But, yeah, sometimes I have a problem breathing, that's all.
That reminds me, do you have a picture of your cart?
Oh, I didn't make a picture of the cart. I should try to do that. I'll work on it.
All right. So, before we get into the narrative, since our, audience were so kind, you all were awarded one asset. In addition to assets you already have, I could figure out what asset to give you, but do you as a group have an idea of some special equipment or special ability you would like to have, each of you to have, that would help you to get through this session?
Should I have Whisker, my spork pike, or my shotgun, the boil?
Does that include the extra asset that I got?
This is this is separate. You're going to get
it's an addition.
Now the one you got is just going to be a one-time use, but we got $100
Yeah.
for these guys. So the one I'm talking about right now, you're going to have the entire set. I think you want to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just think for Sprocket Cobb, it should be like a multi-tool. And it's got everything he needs. Good utilitarian asset.
All right. Put under your assets multi-tool 1 and Yum Yum. Which do you want, Whisker or what was the other one?
I like the spork pike.
Right.
Whisker. Yeah.
Spork Pike 1. Put that under your assets. How about you, Dan Good? You've got 2. So what is going to be your
I do have
long
2
one?
already, but I'm taking this one because it's really funny. I wrote it down earlier, but I offer cooking advice mid-battle, which may or may not be helpful to the situation that we're in.
Now, do you want to have that as your one-time use, that it's guaranteed to be helpful, or do you want to have it that it's just helpful the whole session?
I just want that one to be like something fun that I can do the whole session.
All right,
like
you
it
got it.
may or may not be helpful.
Yes. So put under assets, oddly helpful cooking advice 1. And there is another light RPG system that I found inspirational, Rises, and they have the inappropriate cliche. I feel like this is an inappropriate cliche that will work so well. And how about Johnny? What's going to be your asset you use the whole time, or have available, I should say? Scrat, that's you.
Oh, I said Johnny. Give me a fat man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say it had to be loaded. I can just find stuff to stuff in.
Fat Man. Put under assets, Fat Man 1. You got it.
I'll find a rock or something to put in it.
A mini nuke.
Yeah.
Every time I see Scrat's character's name, I have that song playing through my head. The old one. Who's Johnny? They said. And anyway, I guess
that's Dan Good though. Johnny's Dan Good.
Oh yeah,
Scrat
Johnny's
Slag
the
Maw.
robot.
That's why I was confused.
You're Slag Maw. Slag for short. Johnny is Dan Good. Yep. I'll get it straight eventually.
The song though is distracting.
Yep. It was. I randomly burst into song. I apologize to the stream. All right. Dan Good, aka Johnny 3GG. Do you have an idea what you want your one-time additional asset to be? Tell us.
Yeah, I do. It's my signature move, Explosion. I launch a modified giant devil egg packed with napalm and shrapnel.
All right. Very good. So that's a one-time use.
One-time use.
Yep. So just put it under your assets. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do that action more often, but it will only have an additional mechanical benefit once.
Okay.
You can still describe that's what you're using or doing. It doesn't mean you lose the entire thing because it is part of your equipment, but it one time has extra punch. maybe you can put like super in front of that or supercharged. Anyway, that
Extra
is
yoked.
Yep, there you go.
All right, and I have 3 banes, or AKA, in this case, conditions. That will be one-time conditions that I will apply when appropriate.
So, your motley group of wasteland wanderers has been hired by a newly emergent group of vault dwellers. They're so new, they don't even know, they're not even sure if the number on their vault is applicable anymore. But basically, they can't stay in that vault. It has completely flooded with radioactive waste. And now you have been hired to shepherd them across a wasteland that they have no knowledge of and no skills to survive in, from their old vault that is completely unsalvageable to the coast, where a old amusement park is being repurposed as a new settlement for them. And let me see here if I can get and we actually have a visual of the people who you will be escorting. Let me get them up on the screen here, hopefully. There we go. There's the group that you have to try and get all of them to survive.
They'll be fine.
Be fine.
Yeah, sure.
So, who amongst you serves as the liaison to the group, and what do you tell them to do?
I think you're the default leader there, Yum Yum.
Fine. Hello.
Oh, hello.
You have asked us to help you, lead you across the very calm, quiet, not very dangerous at all wastes.
Oh, we heard it was dangerous out here.
For some. Might get yourself in a pickle.
But not for you?
Never. We are the best. So, payment.
Well, my understanding is our sponsor is going to pay you on our successful arrival.
We need some collateral.
Oh? They start looking around at each other. No one told us about collateral.
Oh, that's how we do things out here.
Standard operating procedure.
Do you have eggs?
Like chicken eggs, duck eggs.
Any of the eggs. All the eggs. We will take all your eggs.
They look around. One old woman comes up. Well, the chicken coop was one of the first things to go in the radioactive leak.
This does not please me.
I mean, I suppose you could try diving into the vault to see if you can retrieve any, but they are irradiated.
That sounds like a Tuesday job.
I could go for you, Chef. I could easily go for you.
We'll come back. Mark it down. Egg bucket.
Marking.
That's
Yes,
her
chef.
name for you. Mayo. What else? Paprika.
Paprika? I'm
Paprika.
sorry. What about paprika?
Do you have it? It lasts forever. You should have it.
So they start asking around, and this rather rotund guy, his blue jumpsuit is like bursting almost at the buttons, or Velcro, comes up, and he's got what looks like a rather drenched chef's hat. It's like limping to one side. It's like, I do have my and he brings off a satchel. My spice collection.
Yes, collateral. Take it. Egg bucket.
Oh,
Yes, chef.
you look at it.
I go over there and I grab the chef hat and I just hurry it back and put it
Collateral.
in front of chef.
So
Now we may start on the journey.
So he starts to protest, but like one of the other men says, "Just this is the way they do it up here." Let's go. All right, so trailblazers, wasteland navigation experts. How are you intending to get this group of, shall we say, neophytes to the surface world across the wastelands? What's your plan?
Launch them one at a time with the fat man.
That'll solve it.
I like this.
Real quick, testing 1, 2, $10 boon to Yum Yum for the Ode to Deviled Eggs and Advanced Sport Combat Techniques from Cepheus. Thank you,
Thanks,
Cepheus. So that gives pro effort or ROW effort.
Yep. So if it was for Yum Yum, that'll be a pro effort to Yum Yum. You now have 3 effort rather than 4.
ROW, Revealer of Words. I just got it.
Yep. The row is the revealer of worlds. In this case, it's a Fallout world, but you never know what it'll be. But anyway, just for our studio audience, effort can be spent to basically mitigate a condition. And if you don't have a condition, or if you have a condition and you spend at least enough to negate it, you can also spend it up to the amount of how clever, cool, and or crazy you were in your move to add dice to roll. So, right, everyone started this session with 2 effort. Yum Yum now has 3 thanks to the stream. Woo! And that's not dangerous at all. So,
I don't
congratulations.
We might
think we
might
can
need it with
load the
veins.
fat one into the fat man.
I got Nuki.
Ah, look at Nuki. I love him.
So wait, we're throwing the fat boy? Is that what we're doing?
No.
We're letting the
no.
super mutant throw something?
No.
No offense, Slagma.
We have your cart.
Yeah, he's a walking bomb already. Right, Nuki?
Gotcha. Let me ask this question. Who amongst you do you suspect is the most skilled at navigating across the wasteland?
Navigating the wastelands. Well, I've got traveling, merchant, traveling tellteller.
Yeah, that feature would apply.
Unless Slagma, you got anything.
Wanderer's my
Okay.
bottom
Yeah,
list. It's
that's
my
good.
least, though.
Well, traveling tellteller's my least as well.
Yeah.
What of Yum Yum?
I
Well,
have.
she's the raider, so.
Yeah, Raider,
Yeah.
Warlord. I don't know if that applies. Wastelands of Appalachia.
Yeah.
Are we
I would-
there?
You are not in Appalachia.
Not there. Okay.
On a completely different coast.
I'm lost.
Yeah, the wastelands help, but the raider would apply. And anything on Johnny's character sheet there, your protagonist sheet that applies?
No, I'm
Okay. All right.
not to that.
He's from the ancient days, the long, long ago. Side note, $20 from Tabletop Phoenix. My life is giving Yum Yum a hard-boiled boon. So that is another asset too.
Is another asset. I think that means you get a one-time boom boom with Whisker that you can supercharge.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Tabletop.
All right. And Tabletop's wife. And congratulations
Yes.
on the birth of the baby Tabletop Phoenix.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, wonderful.
All right. So, and just a little thing. You have to have at least one feature that applies to do anything in the game. So if Johnny, you can't figure out anything that applies, you would not be able to participate in this endeavor. Just like, for example, if someone wants to fly, they got to have some feature that lets them fly. So you use a lot of real world common sense knowledge to leverage in this game. All right. So it sounds to me like 3 of you have at least some skills. It's probably going to be Yum who leads the way. But here's a funny thing. In a lot of tabletop RPGs, you have ways of helping, right? In Clever, Cool, Crazy, there's 2 sort of main ways that you kind of can help. One is in the moment, and one is sort of before you get there. The before you get there will not apply, but basically you could make some sort of action to create an asset to give to the protagonist who's going to then use it. That's one way to help. For example, I had a game where we actually were doing like Pokemon Olympics, and one of the other protagonists, they gave a inspirational coaching speech before they went out there. So they gained a one-time asset to use from that. All right. But in this case, basically helping works as essentially a group challenge. They're kind of undistinguishable. And we usually go with whoever managed to, if it's a single really need, we might go with whoever had the best role to determine the outcomes. Or if it's truly more in line that all of you need to work together to accomplish this, then we go with the number of successes in the group. And there might be some effort against you that has to be spent down. All right, so what I'm hearing is Yum's going to lead the way. So let's start with figuring out Yum. So you're probably your most applicable is going to be your what was it?
The Raider Warlord.
A Raider Warlord. I'm going to say that's going to be your base. And even though this is not your wasteland, you are used to the wasteland. So I would say you can add that. So what you do is the higher of those 2 will be your base, which is higher.
Out of which ones?
Out of your Warlord Raider and your Wasteland.
Raider Warlord. So I'm going to say that she sent out letters to all the surrounding raiders to let them know that we're coming through and that you better not mess with us. And it's like a cracked egg and then scrambled and then death marks and, so they get the picture.
I think that's clever. I think the way you described it is both cool and crazy. So already I'm giving you 3 for hitting all 3 of those. So that's going to be on top of anything else. We'll come back to that. So what number is next to your Raider Warlord?
3.
Okay. So, and Wastelands of Appalachia, I think, is a 1 for you. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to use your Warlord Raider as the base, 3. You're going to add an additional 1 because you were able to find at least one other feature that applies to that. So you're already at 4 without rolling, and you were clever, cool, and crazy about how you're getting through this. So you add an additional 3. So you're already up to 7 and you haven't rolled. Side note.
Sheesh.
Do you have any assets that apply to this action?
Unless the recipe book works. A recipe for scrambled eggs.
I'm going to go with... But in Clever, Cool, Crazy, if the Reveal of Worlds doesn't buy something, any of the additional protagonists at the table or that protagonist may make a counter argument and basically will award it. Does anyone else think a recipe book applies? Tell us.
I could make a counter argument because I can use my tactical quirk of my mid-battle cooking advice, and we could whip up the eggs. So I take out my little mustard nozzle and I make like a little hollandaise for Chef, and I'm fueling her as she starts this adventure. So I'm here, Chef. This is what you need. Nutrition.
Sustenance.
So, given that, I love it. What I'm going to allow, even though Johnny isn't directly in, he was able to give you an asset ahead of time, basically. So you're going to add one for his asset, and because of how he did it, I will allow you to use your own asset to add on top of that. So right now you're up to what, 9?
9? I have 9.
You're very good. That's awesome. Not the technical awesome where I reward all of you effort yet. I'm getting there. All right. So, any other of your assets apply, do you think? Well, you've already got an asset. Let's just move on. What about conditions? Do any of your conditions apply?
My deviled egg obsession. I don't think it's a hindrance here.
I don't think it is. I don't think it applies for this one. So we're not going to apply that. So your base is 9 and you haven't rolled, all right?
Yes.
Now, you have a clever, cool, crazy approach to this. So if you wish, you may spend additional effort to increase the number of dice you roll. Now, honestly, I don't know if you're going to need it for this.
Just a little.
I don't think so, but you do have that option.
Okay. I feel good about what I have.
All right. Very good. So you're just going to roll a d6 then. And let's go ahead and have Yum Yum do this roll first, and then I'm going to have the boys roll.
Just a single or the 9?
Just roll a. You're gonna roll a 6-sided dice, and the result is gonna get added to the 9 you have.
Okay.
But I'm rolling against you. Oh, it explodes! Roll another 6-sided die. So you're now up to 14. You're now up to 16. All right. So
they are terrified.
I feel like we're all standing behind her. She's looking at a map and just laughing.
Yeah.
She's doing it again.
All right. So, but I'm curious what the boys got on their attempt to help you. So let's start with Scrag. Scrag, what of your features do you think applies to helping get this group across the wasteland?
Oh, the Wanderer, for sure. He's been roaming around. He knows a thing or two.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes. Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, that's fair. That's fair. And how do you feel your history as a wanderer is going to help in this? Describe how you're using that wanderer feature to help.
Because he'll recognize certain dangers. Like since he's Ghoul, he's been wandering since the bombs fell, pretty much. So he's got some time under his belt. So he recognizes traps and like he would definitely recognize super mutant territory. So he's got that going for him.
Okay.
He'd recognize some raider territory or booby traps. Yeah.
So interestingly enough, Scrag, even though you didn't think of those features initially, your description of your approach, you've actually invoked several of your features.
Wow.
Which is the highest?
The proud super mutant?
I think so. You've studied those super mutants. You know how to avoid them in the wasteland. So I think you're definitely applying your proud super mutant ability to this. And
avoid them? I'm going to run right to them. What are you talking about? Or maybe not run. I'm a little frail.
Okay, so maybe we'll be using that as a condition, like it's going to be negative for you. No.
Oh yeah, super mutants. Let's go.
In this case,
over there.
I'm going to say for fun, it does apply, and you also apply being an in denial ghoul and wanderer. Now, you're going to pick. You're only going to get the highest plus an additional 1 point for having an additional feature in this version. So identifies as a proud super mutant, definitely you're going to apply. I think it's up. I would say your wanderer I would stick with. Now, here's the thing. When you use any of your features for the first time in a session, you gain experience from that. Okay? And for today's session, we're going to go with an in-between version of how I usually award XP. So for each feature that you use, the first time you use it, you're going to add a 0.5 after it. Okay? It's not going to go up immediately. So you're going to add a point. So you'll be actually Wanderer 1.5 and In Denial Ghoul. Identifies as Proud Super Mutant 4.5. Yum Yum, same thing applies for your prior role. You're going to be at a Raider Warlord 3.5 and Wastelands of Appalachia Upbringing 1.5. All right. And I'm going to demonstrate at the end of this session how experience can level you up. All right. So if you have any leftover effort, it adds to your XP at the end. All right. Hint, hint. So you have, for Scrag, though, a base of 4. You've got 1 additional, so you're at 5. And, I think you're being very clever in how you're using this. I don't know that you're being very cool. Given you're delusional, maybe a little crazy. So I'm going to award you clever and crazy for this. Does anyone want to make an argument that what he's doing is cool?
Well, daggone super mutant. Come on now.
I know, if he saw it and he ran towards it, that's pretty cool.
All right. We're going to give it to you. This is for sure. All right. So you get to add 3 on top of that. So you're already up to 8. Now, because you're being clever, cool, and crazy in how you're using that background of yours, do you want to add any effort to this roll, or are you good with just making a straight roll?
Well, it's the straight roll with the 8. Is that how it works? Or?
Yeah, you'll roll. You already have an 8, and then whatever you roll will be on top of that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me ask a question. Do any of your conditions apply?
Well, that frail weakling, not frail walking. Sorry.
I mean,
we had made a couple
If
jokes
you
about
hit-
it, limping through the wasteland, but
One of those mines, you'll be frail walking.
I am going to argue that frail weakling applies to this. So you're going to drop down to 7.
okay.
Unless you want to spend effort to negate that. I don't think you need to, especially given Yum Yum's roll, but that's up to you.
No, say there's a reason I picked the heaviest weapon I could think of. It's because I'm too weak to carry it.
That's okay. You've got that special asset luck to, when you need it, you can pull it.
when Scrap posted this character, I was like, that's such a Scrat character. I love it so much.
So the question is, do you want to spend any effort to either negate your frail weakling condition and then on top of that try and add you would only be able to add 1 additional die because you're only at 2 effort right now.
No, we'll just straight roll.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d6? All right, you get to add a 1. Congratulations. Yep. Oh, by the way, Yum Yum, you ended up with basically you regained. You actually gained effort because you rolled a 5. So remember your efforts now. I think at 4.
Oh.
She's scary, that Yum Yum.
Oh, I forgot about that. When you explode, you get an effort.
That's right. So, all right. So basically, your roll negated your condition. Essentially, you're at 8. All right. But what about that wonderful Sprocket Cobb? How are you helping this group get across the wastes?
Well, I think pretty much as my traveling tale teller and being a ghoul, I've walked a lot of different places.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Which of those is higher?
Ghoul.
All right. So ghoul will be your base, but you'll add 1 for being that traveling tale teller. And your ghoul is 3 or 2? I can't remember.
2.
Yep. So 2 plus 1. So you're at 3 base. I'll put a 0.5 after those to remind us you gained XP there.
All right.
Yep. So, so I think the fact that you're invoking that traveling tale teller, I think it's kind of cool. You're kind of using that background. So I'd give a point of cool. I don't know that it's especially clever of an approach or crazy, but other people can argue differently.
I don't think so for this. I mean, Yum Yum feels like she knows where she's going, but I'll point out, I recognize this from back probably 100 years ago now. Tell a story about it.
I think it's way cool, though. So 4 is going to be the base total. And you going to spend any effort on this roll, or are you just going to let it ride?
I'll let it ride.
All right, go ahead and make that roll.
Alrighty. Roll. All right.
All right, so 7. So 7, 8, and what was it? 16 for your or 14?
14.
All right. So, and we're going a little slow right now because we're just getting used to the mechanics and explaining and revealing as we go. So, you might have noticed I only rolled once because basically I just rolled against the group. I don't need to roll individually against all of you. So, in general, unless it's narratively important to change, my recommendation as a revealer of world is to start with the lowest roll and work your way up. All right. The good news is this was not super hard, and I rolled really kind of low. So all of you at least did not fail. So,
Good.
Rocket Cobb, I want you to describe for us as you start moving this group. You guys don't reach the destination yet, but I want you to describe how you helped on the first leg of this trek to get this group across the wastelands without losing any of them.
I think we came to a crossroad, and the map and what everybody is used to walking is off to the right that goes down into this valley. But I remember many years ago going over what's left of an old bridge, a car bridge. Most people wouldn't think it was steady enough, but I've been across it and I knew it's still good.
Yep, that's exactly it. Then after that, Scrag, I want you to describe how you were able to do even a little bit more than Sprocket to help keep this group of greenhorns from dying across this first leg of the wastelands.
These weak, non-super mutant creatures.
It's my absolute intimidating presence as a super mutant that kept everybody in line. Of course, like this is a no-brainer. What's wrong with you?
As you told all of them repeatedly on the trip, and it worked because they don't know different.
That's right. Bunch of greenhorns. I don't know what a super mutant is.
Yum Yum. I want you to describe for us, with the help of your Susef Johnny, how it was really you who made sure that you didn't lose any of this precious cargo so you can get like a Yum Yum reward at the end of the road.
Well, I was having a headache that day. But the egg bucket, he created a very good egg recipe for me so I could think better. And I was able to write out all my notes and making sure to get details into the blood and to the gore and the eggs and the scramble and the burning and singeing, and they got the point. They know what I mean.
Yeah. I honestly think most of the surrounding warlords got all of this, and they've heard the terrifying legends of the egg obsessed Yum Yum, and they wanted no part of it. None at all. And they found like the little like egg stains on the letters and maybe little dribbles of, is that blood? Just a little disturbing in just the right way. And the usually very eager to prey upon vault dwellers out where they shouldn't be warlords were cowed by the missives of Yum Yum, even with a headache. Of course, it all is due to the assistance of her sous chef, Johnny. All right. You all were able to successfully get across the first leg of the wastelands, far from that irradiated vault. And you can see somewhere in the distance, maybe, the break through the mountains that will then lead to the shore. You know you're getting close, but just as you are approaching, and we may need a change up in music, you hear, and you don't just hear, but you feel the ground shaking, and you hear a sound like thunder heading straight for you and your group. And
Please tell me that was you, Slagma. That was you, right?
Not.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
oh, and of course, can I find the prop I want for this? Of course not. Hold on. So go ahead and talk amongst yourselves while I get the horrid view of what is approaching you.
I think we got trouble, Yum Yum.
Okay, put them in the front. The people. The people.
The people? All right, everybody. Come on now.
Wait. Let me see that small one. I need ammo for the fat man. Come here.
Yeah, load up. Nuki, get him loaded up.
Oh, I know why. I'm like, okay, it's on the wrong. Let me just quick switch over here. But yes.
Johnny, you're better at talking to the vault dwellers. They seem to listen to you. Do you think you can get them moving?
All vault dwellers, please follow me. Everyone in line, fashionable order.
I'm so glad.
Or
we
you're
have them.
scrambled.
No.
Chef,
Let
would
the
you
mystery-
like me to scramble them now or later?
No. We'll save the scramble.
Chef, please order line.
Order line. Love it. All right, I gotta say, for that great role playing and covering for your deficient game master, all of you are going to be awarded a point of awesome. So increase your effort by 1, everyone.
Aw, shame.
All right. But as you're trying to calm the group or cow them, you hear and feel thunder as coming streaming out of the mountains is a large herd
Oh,
of
no.
monstrous, mutated, red-eyed, hot-breath, steel-hooved mutant cattle. It's a stampede. Let's pump up the music because we are in combat. Well, we're in danger. Let's put it that way.
Fair. Oh boy, hot beef coming through, boys.
Try to find the right one.
You got a music interlude change up for us?
I know, I'm trying to find the right kind.
You could say
This
like
is what
chase.
happens when you do live theater.
Yes.
I know, and I put Kristen in the hot seat with the music.
Well, I will tell you what, while Kristen looks at it, Johnny, what you gonna do? The cow's coming for you.
Bad
coming
boys,
for the
bad
robot?
boys.
It's coming for all of you. You got what I laid down.
Everybody remain calm. Chef activating protocol protect, and I'm going to fly towards the bulls, get above them as they're charging, and I'm going to use I'm going to try to use this cool thing. Enemies, I dropped these spices, pepper and chili, out of one of my sides, and it's just a spray of spices on these bulls as I try to spicy vapors these guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you are using one of your precious 3 uses of your spicy vapors. So that'll be a, and I'm going to say the way you're using it, I'm going to actually, instead of it just adding to your roll, since this is going to be a group fight, I'm going to have it work as a one-time condition against the herd.
Okay.
Nice.
So now I heard you're flying up. That sounds very to me like something that a Mr. Handy Voltec Diner Series 4 is able to do. So I think that's going to be your base, and it is your highest at 4.
Okay.
Do you think you are using your spicy vapors? I feel like that might tap into your devoted sous chef role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 4 plus 1 because you have an additional feature. You're going to get to add a 0.5 after your Mr. Handy Vault Tech Diner series. Maybe you'll get to upgrade. And your devoted sous chef because you are. All right. Now, I will say, I do think your condition is probably going to.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to describe to the audience? Yes.
I'm going to say, my condition is, as I'm in battle, I usually glitch out and start saying safety things. When in doubt, throw it out. And I throw out my spices.
Yeah. Yep.
That's so good, dude.
Yep. So you're going to go back to 4 because you're glitching. So it kind of negated the additional from your feature. The good news is you're not yet in negative territory. And your opponents are going to have a condition against all of you. So that's good. Let me ask this question. Honestly, I think using the spicy vapors and flying over the hurt, very clever. You're using your aerial abilities. You're using your spiciness. I think this is very clever. I think if you pull it off, it's going to look cool as all get out, even with the glitch, although one could argue that. I don't think this is particularly crazy. I think this was the smart approach. I think it's kind of a cool approach. So I don't know that it's that crazy. I see some heads shaking. Anyone want to argue differently?
No,
all
it's
right.
crazy.
We're going to add.
It's crazy.
No,
It's not crazy, though. It's crazy.
I think it's cool.
Right.
It is cool. It is cool. All right. It's very cinematic. So you're going to have basically 4 plus a point of clever and cool. So 4 plus 2. So you're at 6. Do you want to spend any effort on this? That's fair. You totally can. If you want to go ahead and start rolling, feel free. I'm going to go next to our man on the street, or ghoul on the street, Sprocket Cobb. What are you doing against this herd?
Oh, boy. Well, I guess I'm at the back now, so if I see him sending out a spray in the air to distract him, I think I'm going to try and hit that one weak spot on Nuki where it always leaks a little oil and radiated material. See if I can create a spill zone that they're going to blindly run into.
I love it. Yep. That is awesome. You're using your asset, so Nuki will add that point to your roll. This sounds like you're using your mechanic engineering skill, right? So that'll be your 4. That is the first time I think you're using your mechanic engineer ability, so you get to add the 0.5 experience. Let's see here. Are you using any of your other features, though, for this?
I think the only one I'd argue is former Robcotech, because in my backstory, I was a prankster, and I would mess with the machines to make them do the things they shouldn't do.
I like it. Yep, so you're going to be at 5. 4 for being a mechanic engineer, 1 for your former Robco tech. I do think your respiratory problem probably is going to apply to this.
I was just thinking, the spice is a little rough on the...
It is, but you do get to add your asset of Nuki, so it basically cancels each other out. So you're still at 5. So I think this is very clever. I think it's very cool. Is it crazy? I don't know. You're leaking radioactive stuff.
I mean, it's not crazy for a ghoul, but it might be for everybody else.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. But it is out of the box. So I'm going to give you an additional 3. So you're at, I believe, 8?
Yep.
All right. So you're at 8 without rolling. Are you planning to use any of your effort for this?
No, I don't think so. We'll go straight.
All right, you know how to roll, so go ahead. All right. And what about you, Slag? What are you doing?
We got a stampede coming at us, right?
You do.
Everybody's doing their thing, so
They're doing their thing.
his cinematic moment here, he's gonna calmly step to the oncoming stampede. Imagine the camera behind him, and you just have the silhouette. Just throws this fat man to the ground. He's like, "Hi, super mutant." He's gonna hit him head on. He's gonna charge the stampede. He's like, "This is my moment."
All right. So, what of your features do you think apply to this?
Well, the proud super mutant for sure.
I agree. I agree. Now, you don't get any extra experience for that because this is the second time you're using it, but that's okay. It's 4. And any other of your features you think apply to this?
Definitely in denial, Ghoul.
Yeah, in denial, Ghoul. I agree. So you can now you're up to 5. I think you used that already though, so it's still no additional experience points, but you're at 5. I do think your frail weakling applies to this, so we're going to knock it back down to 4. You're fat. You're using your fat. What is it?
Oh no, I ditched the fat man. That was.
You're not using it. Okay. Oh,
no,
that was.
no.
Well, that's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's smart.
So I could use my name. I could use my name and very proudly say, "I am Slag, the super mutant."
I actually agree with that. So
yes.
let's use that one instead, and that will you'll get to continue growing the legend of Slagma. So you'll add a 0.5 of experience to your name. All right, but you're still at the same score. Are you using any of your assets?
I'll use a luck. This seems like a time for luck.
Yes.
All right. So, and you've got like the strongest asset, single asset of the group. So you add 2. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
So So you are adding. You got basically you had 5. You take away a frail weakling, so that was 4. Now you're adding back the luck. That's 2. So you're up to 6. All right.
Yeah, come on, Slag.
Are you? So we gotta discuss this. I think this is. If you pull this off, it's gonna look cool as all get out. I don't think there's anything clever about this, but it is crazy. So I'm gonna give you cool and crazy. So anyone want to make an argument that his approach is clever?
Hindsight's 20/20. If it works, it was the smartest idea in the world. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll stick with cool and crazy. By the way, oftentimes it's hard to get all 3. It's often easy to get 1. Usually 2's pretty easy, but to get all 3, you gotta hit the sweet spot. All right.
I feel like
so
clever and crazy are hard to get.
You're at. So you're at 8. Do you want to spend any effort?
I do.
All right. So you got to spend at least 1 to negate the frail weakling. So, but it'll still add because basically. So you'll be at 9 because it was already subtracted. So you're at 9. You spent 1. How much effort total do you have? 3.
I gained 1, but how many did we start out with?
You started with 2. So you were at 3. You 1 to negate the effort, and you can spend the other 2 to add dice if you want. Or you can spend 1.
Let's dump it all in there. Let's make this
all right,
work.
so you
Let's go, brother.
Let's go. Roll
Do
3 6s. Keep 5s and the highest.
Ooh.
All right, so you're gonna add 3, so that's gonna be a 12 total. You rolled a 6, aka a 0, so you get back at the end of this scene 1 effort. So at least that's a consolation prize. All right, so you guys have all done this now, except for Yum Yum. Yum Yum. Last but not least, how are you dealing with this stampeding herd? They're coming for you.
Well, I got to get them moving a little bit faster, so I'm going to take out my spork pike whiskers and start poking them to get them to move faster up the road.
Vault dwellers?
Wait.
If you don't want to be an omelet, get out of here!
Okay, the vault dwellers are the ones you're
She's
All
poking
right.
the vault dwellers.
All right.
So maybe Raider Warlord, her angry, authoritative voice. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And so is that 3.5 now? Because that.
You don't
Why not?
add the half. That's just
Okay.
to keep track. Yeah, don't add any decimals to the rolls.
Got it.
That's how we keep track of experience, though.
So that'll be 3, and then there's Spork Pike 1. I think that's about it.
Well, that's a good question. Do you think maybe this is a little yum yum?
Yeah, I mean, well, unless that's the same as Raider Warlord, but
No,
you know, she's yelling out egg things. She's like, "You are going to turn into omelets if you do not run now."
Yeah, this feels very yum yum to me. I would make an argument that it's your Raider Warlord as the base plus an additional one from your yum yum, which I don't think have applied yet. Maybe I can't remember.
No.
Do you have a 0.5 already by that?
No, not yet. Nope.
Then put one by there. We're gonna level up eventually that Legend of Yum Yum if you survive. All right.
The
So
Legend of Yum Yum.
that's right. All right. So and your Raider Warlord, I believe, was 4. Is that correct?
That's my 3. Yum Yum's 4.
Okay. Well, then Yum Yum is actually the base. So
Okay, so
4
Yum Yum-
for me, Yum Yum.
Spork
And
Pike is 1.
yep. So 5, and then 1 for the additional feature of your Raider Warlord. So that's going to be, I believe, 6, right? Well, no, 3, 4 plus, 6. So you're
Oh
already
yeah.
at-
Mm-hmm.
Do any of your conditions apply here?
Deviled Egg Obsession. Not yet. I feel like, unless there's a deviled egg on the road.
I don't think it does, but I am going to apply one of my.
I was
Banes.
wondering.
Oh,
You are going to have the one-time condition on this roll distracted by the vault dwellers.
distracted. Okay.
So I'm reducing you to by 1, so you're now back to 5.
Yep.
Now, I think this approach is not cool at all. I think it's clever. I think it's a little crazy, but I don't think it's cool at all. Anyone want to make an argument otherwise?
All right, just poking him in the butt.
She's a nerd.
All right. Add 2, so you are now, I believe, up to 7.
7. Yep. Mhm.
And do you want to spend, you have a lot of effort. Do you want to spend any effort to negate that condition I gave you and then to maybe add some dice, or what are you doing?
Yeah, why not? So
How
I'll
much
spend
are
an
you
effort.
spending?
I'll spend 1 effort.
If you spend 1 effort, it negates the condition, but you don't get any additional dice. If you spend 2, you'll get at least an additional
I
die.
spend 2.
All right, so roll 2 of the d6s, and let's go. And you're back up to 8, I believe. So 8 plus whatever let's see the roll. All right,
6.
so
No.
6 and a 1. The 1 is the higher. The 6 goes away. The good news is after this, you'll regain 1 point of effort. So I believe you're now at 9 as your base. Now,
Yes.
let's just so I'm keeping track. I haven't rolled yet because I'm walking you guys through. Once you're used to the system, you guys can do a lot of this on your own and just explain it, and then I award the clever, cool, crazy. But I'm walking you through it. So let me ask this question: who had the lowest total?
9.
I had 10.
I also had 10.
And what was Scrag?
I was like 11 or something, wasn't it?
Yum yum.
Yum yum.
All right. Well, I will say, so you are facing a herd. This is my version of like a horde of minions, essentially. And the way we handle this in Clever, Cool, Crazy is if it's more than 4, I just roll 4 dice, and then depending on how many more, I add up to 4 to the total base.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what I will tell you, these mutated devil cattle, they have a base of 4. They're simple. They're simple beings. They just have 1 feature, but it's 4. Because there's a whole bunch of them, I'm going to add an additional 4. So they're at 8 to start with. And unfortunately,
We'll be
because
fine.
there are so many of them, I get to roll 4 d6s.
Ah.
Usually. Okay? Now, again, this is in development. So typically I would have to spend effort to roll extra dice, but it's actually being rolled extra because there are so many of them. Mm-hmm. Now, usual rule I have in Clever, Cool, Crazy is the Revealer of Worlds can never roll more dice than any one protagonist does. So I haven't decided for minions, but I'm going to say, for the sake of being kind, I'm only going to roll. I think the highest we had was 3 dice from our ghoul going all in, or was it? Yes. So I'm just going to roll 3. All right. From our ghoul, our super mutant. Sorry.
Yes.
All right. So 8 and but wait, they got spiced by Johnny, so they're down to 7. I have to actually, and you know what? Yep. So, and I don't have any effort for this herd to spend, so they can't negate that. But because they're rolling these extra dice because of the numbers, not because they're doing any additional things based off of yours, I'm still going to stick with the 3d6s. So here we go. 7 plus whatever I roll.
Oh no, and a 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
I unfortunately tend to roll high.
that's fine. Our best was 11. I didn't think we had much chance.
So what you are seeing before you is a 9 just from the roll, because you keep 5s and the highest. It is pre-exploded. So that's 9 plus 7. So that's a 16.
Yikes.
All right. So we're going to start with, I believe the lowest was Yum Yum.
Yes. Move, you slow people.
Yum Yum. I want you to describe for us how you started the series of unfortunate events that led to losing some of these vault dwellers.
Well, if they were too slow, I just left them, and I poked the ones that were faster to go faster.
Survival of the fittest.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Okay, you're poached. You're fried. You're an omelet. Bye.
And as Yum Yum leaves the slowest of the vault dwellers to be trampled underfoot, you will gain a new condition for the rest of this session. Distrusted by Vault Dwellers 1. Now, I believe it was a tie between Dan, a.k.a. Johnny, and Dan, a.k.a. Sprocket. So let's start with Johnny. Johnny, because you were helping Yum Yum, right? You always do. Your move, it should have been awesome, and you were so looking forward to helping Yum Yum. I want you to describe, though, how it went wrong. Not as bad as what Yum Yum did, but pretty close.
I released it a little too early, and it only caught that front portion of the herd. If I would have waited, I got excited. If I would have waited just a little bit longer, then I could have got all of the herd.
Happens to the best of us.
So it does. And because of that, a lot of the herd got through and were able to trample more of the vault dwellers. And you will have from this traumatic experience the condition premature release. Yeah.
God damn.
And Sprocket, again, I don't know if anyone can quite top the fiasco of Yum Yum, but you're close. So describe how what you did to try and help really didn't.
It's a combination of all that's happened so far, but I poured out radiation. So the vault dwellers that are getting left behind are slipping and sliding into radiated material as I was hoping that the fog of pepper spray would confuse the bulls. But instead they're just sliding right into it. So just both of them are sliding into each other this way and getting irradiated.
I know.
That didn't work out how I thought.
It didn't. And those who were left behind, the ones that survived being trampled, then died from radiation poisoning on the road.
Well, maybe at least one of them had an extra hand.
Yeah. So you are going to gain the condition also not trusted by
That's fair.
because you literally poured, they were escaping a radiation leak and you poured radiation.
You're too slow. You were running the wrong direction.
Now, Scrag, bizarrely enough, you actually probably were the least of the problems in facing this herd. But you also failed. And I'd like you to describe how you were probably the least bad amongst your group failure, but it still wasn't good. And you lost some more vault dwellers. What does that look like?
Oh, standing in front of him, right? Getting ready to be the super mutant that I am.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're not Brahm, whatever they are. The one in the front closest to me, I went to just hit him right on the head. So technically I hit him, but he stepped in a hole in the ground, which is what made him fall and tumble. I thought I did it, but he tumbled and tripped a bunch of the other demon mutant things that are charging, which then made them veer to the left where the vault dwellers are.
Right into the vault dwellers. All right. Yeah. No, that is what happened, and it was carnage. Oh my God, it was terrible. But I think a lot of them could have escaped if it weren't for the fact that Yum Yum left them behind, and then Sprocket basically irradiated their path. But I think that at least it looked good in your mind.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say you are going to gain the condition delusional 1 because you believed you actually helped.
I just see them trample them all over there. It's like, oh yeah, the smooth skins, I forgot.
Now, and I am granting you all these conditions, each of you, because each of you failed by greater than 5.
Yeah.
Barely in Scrag's corner, but yeah. So you have already lost. You each failed by 5, but you only failed at worst by 5, thanks to Scrag. So I'm going to say, you only lost about a fourth of the vault dwellers. You still got 3/4 of them.
The healthy ones.
That's
Glass
right.
half full.
Did
Or
we
3/4
lose the
in this case.
like from the vault? The guy with the satchel that I stole his hat. Did we lose him?
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna go and look for that guy and look for the spices.
Waste
Yes.
not.
Yes.
See if he has
We must.
mustard.
Yum Yum took the satchel.
Okay.
Oh, do I have everything?
That's what I heard. Oh wait, no,
Okay.
actually, I think Johnny picked the whole satchel up, if I remember correctly in that scene.
I thought it was
You
just the
ordered it too.
spices.
But maybe you didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, you find the satchel with his body clutched to his breast.
I don't know
You
if
try it
escort
from his
missions
dead
are our
hands.
style.
This may have been a skill mismatch. But here's the problem. We need to actually ramp up the music even higher than it was.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. The good news is the herd continued. Here's the bad news. Given the fact that basically you all did a terrible job of getting the vault dwellers out of the way, you have been delayed and allowed time to see what this devil's herd of mutated cattle were running from.
Oh.
As it comes breaking out of the foothills.
You're in the bushes.
Yeah. Come on, where is it? Jeez. Okay. Yes.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
That's a pickle! That's a pickle, people! Let's move!
As this massive, upright lizard-like creature with sharp claws and cruel horns comes roaming down faster than you think something that huge should be able to move. Does anyone recognize what's attacking them?
I figure Slag would.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, I think.
Where's that? There's that sound.
How
Let's
about
get that.
out of character? Does anyone recognize this?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and tell our studio audience.
The Deathclaw.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a death claw. And it
Absolutely.
is. And this creature has some very good instincts and keen senses when it comes to dealing with interlopers on its territory. So it knows exactly who it should be going after. So it is targeting you guys.
I thought I was going to say the vault dwellers.
No. It'll pick those off at its leisure. It's going for the real threat. So speaking of the real threat, Yum Yum, what the heck are you going to do?
I am picking up. No, I'm going to yell out to Egg Bucket. Scramble them! With the egg bomb.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Priority
that's what you're
code.
gonna yell at. And while you're doing this, are you just directing the group or are you engaging in combat yourself?
She'll pull out the boil, her shotgun, in case it comes closer, but she's going to be directing, and she's telling Egg Bucket to scramble them.
All right. Well, I think that's clever. I don't think there's any bit of cool about this. I don't know that it's that crazy. This thing's dangerous. So I would only award you a point of clever. Anyone want to make a counter argument on that?
She looks crazy.
She always looks crazy. I'm not going to give her a permanent
I
praise.
slicked it up with the egg yolks this morning. I thought it looked good.
Yep.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
All right. You know what? For the sake of charity, we're going to say yes to that. So you're going to get a point of crazy. It's low bar with Yum Yum in the mix. So clever and crazy, it is not cool. So this is definitely, I think, your warlord feature coming to the fore.
Okay.
You're directing your sous chef. So and you're using your eggs. I almost feel like in this one instance, maybe your Yum Yum deviled egg obsession is actually helping you.
Yeah, a little bit. We're prepared.
So I will give your Raider Warlord as probably your base.
Okay, 3.
Yeah. And I'm actually going to use your condition as almost an asset. So pick a 4.
4.
For this one. I feel like maybe a little bit of your PSYOP export coming to the fore on this. What do you think?
Sure. I'll take it.
All right. So add an additional 1. So right now for
5, 6, 7?
It was 4 plus 5 plus 6. No, 4 plus 1. So you're at 5.
Okay.
Yep. So you're at 5. And let's see here. So you're at 5. Because I applied your condition as an asset, you don't have to spend it down. I will tell you guys, there's a chance you could die in this. So you might want to use some
I'll spend 2.
Yeah, that's all you can spend because you were clever and crazy, but not cool. So you'll get to roll 3d6s. So you know your total before starting. So roll 3d6s. You can get to work on that. I'm going to turn to your sous chef, Johnny. Johnny, what are you doing, man? She ordered you. What are you doing?
Activating scramble protocol. A big opening in the handy reveals, and it's like a launcher, like a Fat Man on the inside, but it's like made out of like old rubber bands, and it's like this giant egg.
All right.
And
I love it.
Johnny.
I already think this is clever, cool, crazy, by the way. You're just going to add 3 to whatever you come up with.
Yeah.
Johnny 3GG activating. Voot, voot, voot,
I see what you're doing there. You're invoking your name.
Yep. And I am going to launch that signature move explosion as I launch this awesome packed full of napalm style deviled egg at this creature.
Yep.
I believe I probably am using devoted sous chef. I'm invoking my name.
Yeah.
Yep. I would suggest for this, go ahead and, because I think you're still kind of pulling on your Mr. Handy Vault-Tec Diner series features.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I am using my diner features.
So 4 plus 3 for being clever, cool, and crazy, plus 1, I would argue, use your Johnny 3GG, because then you can start to level it up, because you haven't used that yet, and that'll bring you up to 8 total. Now, I will say, I do think, you've got a couple conditions applied, but they aren't stacking. So but one of your conditions is going to apply to this. So we're going to drop that down to 7.
Okay.
But you were also using a special asset, I believe, right?
Yes, the signature move. It's like the one that we started. We got from the beginning.
Go ahead and add that. So you're now up to 8 again.
8. Yep.
All right. And you're going to spend any effort on this?
Yes, I get to do all 3, so I'm going to use all 3 of my effort.
Okay, but you do have a condition in place, so you have to use one of those to negate the effort, and then you can use the 2. You'll roll 3d6.
Oh yes, so I'll use 1 to negate the condition,
and then the other 2 to add. Yeah. So you'll roll 3d6. So you're going to be at 9 as your base, or I think we've got 8 or 9 for you. I can't remember. We'll call it 9. Let's just keep going. And you're going to roll your 3d6s.
Nice.
All right.
I got a 5. So I roll an extra.
No,
right?
Nope. Because you rolled multiple, you keep 5s in the highest. So 5 plus the 4, which was the highest of the non-5. So that's 9 added to your 9. So you're at 18. And you get back an effort at the end of this roll because you rolled a 5. All right. So, Scrag, what you up to, bro?
When I got my Fat Man at the beginning of this, did it actually come with a mini nuke?
It might.
It might? Yeah. I think now's a good time to use it.
All right.
I have a crazy team-up idea, Slagmaw.
Oh, let's hear it.
What?
I'm thinking super mutant riding the Nukie with the Fat Man.
It's a good idea.
I agree. I'm going to actually say, because you're loaning it and it's not like physically attached to you, you can add Nukie's asset to Scrag's roll.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. So you're going to use your fat bomb or fat boy. I can't remember the name for some reason. So that adds 1, right? That's 1 asset. Now, in general, you don't usually stack assets, but it's not your asset being added. It's basically him giving you a help. So we're going to say that adds. So that's 2 for the 2 different assets. What of your features do you think you're using to pull off this maneuver?
I mean, the ones I keep using, the 𝙏𝙖𝙗𝙗𝙏𝙏 and the super mutant, proud super mutant. Like, I think I'm gonna live this, man. It's like I'm just gonna. All right. You know those super mutants? Have you played Fallout 4 or 3?
I gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know the super mutants that run at you with the mini nuke in their hand.
Yeah.
So clearly they think it's a good idea. So.
You are you're envisioning that. You're trying to live the dream. Absolutely.
I am going to fly with this mini nuke.
Now,
and as I hand the Fat Man over, I'm gonna be like, "Look, I could launch this. I'm strong enough, just so you know. I'm gonna let you use it."
Wait, you're giving him your?
Yeah, he's launching me with the mini nuke. I thought, wasn't that the plan?
Are you switching? He's gonna use Nukie, and you're gonna use the Fat Man.
I thought you were gonna ride with your Fat Man on Nukie.
Oh, I thought you were launching me out of the Fat Man. I'm sorry. With the nuke.
I mean, I'm flexible.
Let's do it that way.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All
Okay.
right.
That's what I'm saying. The
Fastball
super mutant
special.
running with a nuke. Just
Yes.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. Yeah, no, this is definitely. I love what you guys are laying down. So you're going to basically be shot out of this nuclear weapon, while it sounds like Sprocket maybe is riding on top of Nuki to hold it and shoot you out of it, and you're going to launch him right at the death claw. This is definitely clever. Well, no, this is definitely crazy. It's definitely cool if you pull it off. Is this clever?
It's teamwork. It's a
clever
lot of
for
moving
Sprocket.
parts.
Good night, tabletop.
There you go. I think it's clever for Sprocket. I don't know that it's clever for Scrag.
There it is. I'm living the dream.
You are living the dream, which makes it cool as all get out. So I'd say cool and crazy for Scrag. Anyone want to argue this is a clever move for Scrag, not for Sprocket? Sprocket's already got the clever.
It's a mini nuke. I mean, it's gonna work.
All right.
I learned it. I learned
I'm
it
giving
from the
to
other
you.
super mutants. I
So-
am absorbing their knowledge.
All right. All right. Clever, cool, crazy for you.
3
Scrag.
points to the super mutant.
That's right. So you're gonna get 3, and that's added to your super mutant 4. I do think in this one instance, the delusional is working against you. I think in this case, because you thought you could pull this off. I don't know if you can. So I'm gonna say that condition is negative in this case. So you're at a total of 6. Let's see. Well, I will say you're also adding your in denial ghoul, so 7. 1 for an additional feature, and we've already got the condition. And I think let's see here. You gave him your 1. He gave you 8 for the asset. So you're at 8. I think you're
Johnny,
at 8.
I just saw your roll. Nice, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
So, have we reset and started a new scene? Because I got an effort.
Yes.
I got 1 effort.
Yes, you have that 1 effort refunded to you.
All right.
So how much effort total do you have to spend right now?
Just that 1, because
All right.
I blew them all and then got one back.
It'll just negate the effort.
Just throw it out, chat. We're $20 away from the next Bane Boom poll. You could get him an effort.
That's true.
It's all for
20.
charity.
Yes.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're gonna hold off on you doing your roll to see if anyone actually coughs up some money to help you. Let's go to Sprocket real quick, and then we'll come back to Scratch. So I already said you're being clever. What of your features are you using to fight this Deathclaw?
Well, I think I'm whipping up this. I'm gonna try and overclock and soup up Nuki to make it so that just goes flying.
All right.
And hopefully also draws the attention of the Deathclaw. So I'm putting dear Nuki. We've been through a lot, baby, but I can rebuild you. I can make you better if you die.
All right.
Just do this one thing for me.
All right, I think that's your mechanic engineer. You're putting some nitrous in Nuki, whatever the nuclear version of that is. And, the fact that I feel like this is a Sprocket Cobb moment.
Yes.
You're literally talking to Nuki. So I think you're actually invoking your individual self in this one. So I would say 4 + 1 from Sprocket Cobb, and we'll get him some, you should have already gotten some, I think, experience for that.
Yep.
And so you're at 5 for that. You got an additional 1 from the asset, so 6. This is clever. If you pull it off, it's cool. Kind of crazy. You're shooting another ghoul. Oh, I'm sorry, super mutant.
Super mutant.
Out of a nuclear device. So I'm going to say it's crazy. So I'm giving you all 3. So you're going to add 3 on addition to that. So what does that bring you up to now?
3, so 4, 5, 9. 9.
Yep. But you'd still have that nagging respiratory problem.
Yeah.
I think that's going to bring you back down to 8.
It's like the asthmatic who's really nervous. Keep cutting into it.
I feel like he's the affable, Fallout Saw Gerrera. But anyway, so are you spending any effort on this?
I'm going to spend effort, absolutely.
All right.
And since I got all 3, I'm going to spend the 3 I have, 1 to cancel and 2 extra die.
All All right. One to cancel, two extra die. Yeah, let's see it.
All right. Here we go. I'll roll. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
He gained back an effort.
Got an effort back.
Consolation, but add 2 to that. All right. And did anyone donate for the cause, aka get Scrat some extra effort?
Not yet. I'm sorry, Scrat.
All right.
Tried.
It sounded like a straight
Chat
roll,
is
my
harsh.
friend.
Yeah. So I don't. It's still just 1d6 because the effort canceled something out. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of that die there? All right. Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
4. All right. By the way, if you had rolled a 5, it still would have exploded. So, even without spending effort, there's always that chance. All right. So remember your totals, everyone. The problem is now the Death Claw has to roll.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, for the sake of time, because I know we were trying to keep this a shorter live stream, he's going to go all in.
Yeah, baby.
I did explode on my 5, so I'm holding that.
you get an effort back at the end of that. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. He is going to use he is a more complex enemy. He's going to use his huge mutated horned clawed lizard feature to attack you guys, which is at a 9. And I think I already kind of said he used his keen senses to identify you, so that's going to bring him up to 10. And yep. So, and he is also going to be able to apply his asset of being tough everywhere but the center. So that's going to be, 12. And now he actually does have some effort he can spend. So he is going to spend some effort. And I think the highest dice roll tonight, I think, against the Death Claw was 3. So he cannot roll more than 3. He's going to spend 3 of his 4 effort rolling against you. So 12 plus whatever this is.
Oh, my.
Okay.
Oh, he did not roll well. So total of 14. And he does get 1 effort back. So he's at 2 effort.
Not
he
crazy.
rolled a 14. No. All right. So he was rolling against all of you. Who was the lowest of your totals?
Might have been me at 11.
What was it?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what I was. Because I was at a base of 5. I rolled a 2, a 6, a 5. Does the 5 explode, or does it not because of the 6?
It is the 5 plus the 2, so 7.
Okay.
You get to keep
7
one
plus
of your
5.
die because it exploded.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
7.
All right. So your total, Sprocket, was what?
11.
And I'm curious, what was Scrag's total?
It's 4 plus whatever everything else was.
You
I rolled a
4.
4, so.
Well, I thought we got you higher than a 4.
The roll was a 4, but I mean, I don't remember all the stuff we added to it. So.
Well, you were at a 4 for being, your super mutant, right? And then 5 for being a in denial ghoul. So, and then you used an asset 6, but you had a condition that you negated. So you were at 6. So 6 plus 4. So you're at a 10.
No.
So 10, and Sprocket was at a 11.
Yep.
You guys, no, the good news is you guys are not that far off. I've only got a, 14. So
I got a 12.
that's good.
Yep.
It means that so far none of you have lost by more than you're within 5. That's good.
10,
Johnny, what was your
11,
total?
12. Come on, Johnny.
I got 18
Yeah!
because
All
I
right.
exploded and I had a 4, so I had 9 plus 9.
Yeah. All right. Yum. What was your total?
I think 12. I did roll a 5. Does that roll again?
You keep
no,
the
because you
2, so
rolled
you had
multiple
7
dice.
total on your die
So-
roll.
Oh, see, that's where I'm confused.
Yep.
Got it.
When you're rolling multiple dice, it's you keep 5s plus the next highest.
Got it.
If all 3 had been 5s, then you explode.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a 12 then.
Yeah, the less dice you roll, the more often you have to roll additional dice. All right. So your total was what again, Yum Yum?
12.
All right. This is going to be, you know what? And so this is going to be quite cinematic, I think. All right. So I would like Scrag to first of all describe how your attack failed utterly to cause a dent on this Deathclaw.
I mean, does the nuke go off and I just don't make it?
No, you make it.
Oh.
You make it.
Dang. All right,
Can you land on the horn like you're dangling off the horn?
I was gonna say, so the nuke doesn't go. It just hits him on the head, and I get skewered on one of his horns.
Yeah, you're kind of. I actually think you got a little stuck between his horns. You are literally sitting on his head right now because it was less than 5. You didn't take any damage, so no conditions were added. How about you, Sprocket?
Wow. Nuki just kept going. Nuki's still going.
So you overshot. So you shot him out. He landed right in between the horns of this Deathclaw. The radiation did nothing to him because Deathclaws are immune to radiation.
Right.
And you are now actually overshooting. And Yum Yum, you weren't even in the fight.
No, I was just yelling stuff. I was yelling to scramble them.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Yep. So now
All the vault dwellers look at her awkwardly.
Yeah. So now the good news is, Johnny, you actually did something to this Deathclaw. So tell us what you did.
I scramble the Deathclaw. As the you said, he's tough everywhere but center.
I did.
I just aimed for center mass, and I hit the Deathclaw with the shrapnel, and it just catches fire. And now it's like, now you see, what's Scrat's character's name? I'm
Slagmaw.
blanking. You see Slagmaw. He's on the Deathclaw, and now fire is starting to spread. Sprocket's Nuki cart's just gone past him, and this Deathclaw is just like angry, but it's starting to catch fire and it's bleeding from its center mass.
Yep. Now, I'm just checking. How much time do we have left on the live stream, Stream Master?
About 10 minutes.
Yep. So, now, normally, we could actually make this a long, drawn-out fight, because we could actually, in this case, go several rounds because this creature has a high level of features and a little effort. So we could have gone until you guys got conditioned down to where you couldn't act anymore, which basically you'd be defeated, which could be death, could be other things, or the condition down the Deathclaw enough that it was defeated. But since we're only got 10 minutes, I'm going to say because at least one of you succeeded, the Deathclaw takes the delusional ghoul off his head, tosses him on the ground. He kind of does a little bounce, but he doesn't get damaged. And
mutant.
Yeah, and he, you see him, and he's putting out the fires, but he decides that you guys are just too ridiculous to deal with, and instead he decides to go after the herd. So you see him turn and start running towards the herd, leaving you and the vault dwellers in peace. All right, let's bring the music down.
On it.
So you all are able to, take after, I don't know if you buried them or just left them laying the dead, but after saying their goodbyes, you were able to herd the rest of the vault dwellers through the mountain pass. You can see the ocean and the remains of the pre-fall amusement park. Looks maybe like a combination between Universal Studios and Coney Island almost. and you are on here. And how much have we raised so far total, Ann, do you know?
150.
Okay, 150. Well, we didn't quite yet get to where I had a special reveal, but you know what? You guys were so cool. I think we're going to just go for it.
You're so kind. Hey guys, there's a few more minutes to donate now. It goes toward RPGs versus AD charity. We'd
That's
love to
right.
get a few more in before we say goodnight.
Mm-hmm. And as your bedraggled group, missing a fourth of the vault dwellers, comes up to the pier, you see the one who sponsored this trip.
Nice.
And he sees you all approaching, and this ghoul tilts his hat up. Looks like you're my chai.
My chai?
Yeah, shy of the total number you were
Ow.
charged with delivering.
I mean, you know, you crack some eggs, you spill some yolk. It happens.
Death claws happen.
He looks at you all. Death claw, huh? He takes out an inhaler.
I get it.
So, death claw. Well, you know, not many people survive an encounter with a death claw.
We probably shouldn't have.
So why did you?
Because you had a super mutant.
Yeah, and a mini nuke.
And a
looks-
whole
word,
bunch
but-
of radiated beef on legs.
He looks at you three. Then he looks to Johnny. Like, silent type, smart.
Cooking doesn't kill all bacteria, but proper food handling does.
All right. On that note, I'm giving everyone one more point of awesome. You all have one effort.
Yay!
That was great, Dan. All right. And he's like, I guess I spoke too soon. Well, partial delivery gets partial payment. And he takes out of a satchel 3 yummies.
Better than nothing,
I'm
boss.
grabbing them right away. Store these away, egg bucket.
Yes, chef.
Alright.
For the
Alright.
golden yolk.
All right, you vault dwellers. There's a amusement ride over there. It's going to be your temporary shelter until I can unload you. I mean, really, you don't think I'm going to babysit you the whole time, do you? I've got other business to attend to. What are you all going to do next? He looks at each one of you.
Supermart?
I like that idea.
Got any grocery stores?
Yeah, they're all looted or irradiated or flattened, but yeah.
We're going there. And back to the vault.
That's right.
Egg bucket's
That-
going in there.
I like that idea.
All right. Well, you know what? I like that idea too. We're going to do actually a fast forward to going back to the vault because I want to see what happens with this.
Egg bucket.
I will say in the distance, just because I want to reveal, because I worked hard on the art, right?
Yeah, dude.
As you guys are rushing away, you see your sponsor shoot off a rather large nuclear device as something comes lunging out of the water.
Oh, no.
Ah!
A giant mechanical shark, but he basically nukes it back into submission, and it's
See, that's what
disappeared.
I look at
Understand.
Slagman. That's what we were trying to do. Maybe let me look at that fat man, see if I can't get it activated.
You hear in the distance, that's how you do it.
That was pretty cool.
Yes. If we had gone longer, you would have had to fight the mechanical shark.
Oh
I
my.
assume we would have survived the first combat.
These guys need help.
Let's just make this a simple roll. We're going to make the last roll of the session, and it's going to be, I believe we're going to send Johnny for those yums.
Yes.
Eggs for those eggs.
Because he
I was
doesn't
saying,
get
all of us.
irradiated.
All
I say
right.
all of us can go in
I
there
don't-
except Yum Yum.
Oh yeah, I can't go in. Nobody.
Well,
Right.
You know
maybe
what?
we
Oh,
can
yeah, you
work up
guys-
something.
Here's what I'm going to say. You all have been playing with the rules, so I'm going to let you do your own math. Everyone who wants to go diving for eggs can do so. I'm going to start with Johnny. Tell me how you're going to do this.
Well, my name's Johnny Egg.
It is.
Finding
Right there.
eggs is my specialty. I'm
The
a
belief in
diner
the power of
series.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm really good at, cooking and handling food.
Yep.
I'm very loyal. I'm a very loyal diner staff, so I think that needs to be added too. And I'm also a devoted sous chef, and this is Yum Yum's mission.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my seasoning morale boost for my ghoul friends as I help them.
Mm-hmm.
And this seasoning morale boost actually helps your asthma. It doesn't trigger it this time.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I will say, in an earlier iteration of Clever, Cool, Crazy, you could stack features, which is a lot of fun, but then the math gets a little high.
Yeah.
So basically, it's going to be the highest of those you mentioned, plus a 1 for one of the other features you mentioned.
Or for one.
And if any of them were features you have not earned experience for, you can put a 0.5 by them.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
'Cause I have one that I didn't really use, which is the diner staff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think this applies. You're retrieving eggs. And it's gonna be 4 plus 1 for the additional features, so that's 5. I think your approach is you're definitely using everything you got. So I'm going to say clever. If you get some eggs, it'd be kind of cool. I don't know that it's that crazy, to be honest with you. I think it's just, using what you got. So I'll give you 2 for that. So that's going to bring you up to a 7, I believe. And are you spending any effort on this endeavor?
I use both my effort.
All right, let's see it. All right, so you roll 3. So you're spending 2 effort. We determined a condition did not apply, so you're going to roll 3d6. You got a d6 for free and the other 2. So go ahead and roll and do your math. And what about our other immune critters? So that'll be a 6 in addition. 7 in addition.
I would like to try to do something to allow Yum Yum to join us.
All right.
Because we had my whole asthma thing is like a whole rig.
All right.
So I'd love to use my... Uh-oh. Coyote
Hey!
Saber coming in at the end.
Woo!
Hey, brother.
We get a Booner Baneful.
One more Booner Baneful as we come to the end here. Kyle Saber just donated $50. Hey, guys. I just tuned in last minute. I hope tonight's been going well. Thank you, Kyle.
We're just diving into an irradiated vault to see if we can get some eggs. That's what we're doing.
That's awesome. So, guys, in these last few minutes, I'm starting a new poll. Bane or Boon? Take a vote on that. See if you're going to help us find eggs or try to kill us in those last minutes. Oh, that makes sense, Kaio says. So, speaking of, that also means everybody gets an asset or something. I don't know how you want to handle that, Glenn. I'll leave that to you.
Well, you guys did have your... they have that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, let's just make it that everyone gets the asset egg motivation
Egg motivation.
Nice.
Yes.
that you can add. Because
Johnny
everyone
says
had one.
yes.
Just across the board.
Okay, so what I was going to say, the dog cam would be great. Dog's moving around. So I would like to use my multi-tool
Yep.
To jerry-rig my mask setup and connect it to her armor. I'll probably have to put this back together later, but let's see if we can't get her down there.
Yeah.
So I think mechanical engineer, with my Robco tech and my multi-tool. I think I'd like to make an argument of Sprocket Cobb. This is my thing, is making things do what they didn't originally intend to do.
Well, I think it is a Sprocket Cobb move, but I think he uses his mechanic engineering abilities to do that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. So I got +6, and then we get the egg bonus.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so I got 7. 10 seconds left on the Bane Boon poll. And I will spend... Well, what do you... I guess that's it. What do you think? For clever, cool, crazy.
Well, I think what you're doing to help 𝑦�um is very clever and cool. So, and what are you actually? Are you just helping her? Is that your move, or are you going diving yourself?
I'll go in myself, yeah. But I thought most of my effort would be let's make sure 𝑦�um can join us.
I hear you. All right, so it's more, I think that is clever and cool. I don't know that it's crazy. I think it's clever and cool.
Perfect. Okay, then I will spend my 2 effort on it as well. And I'll roll that up. So +2. So I'm at a +8. Okay, got a 4, right? So 12 total for me.
All right, and how's our
the Bane Boon poll was a tie, so
Yeah,
you
what
have
does
one
that
of
mean?
each. I'm just gonna say Glenn has one of each.
I think in this case, it probably makes sense just to have them cancel out. Because this is the last roll.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So,
All right.
𝑦�um. Her main stat, she is salivating at the idea of irradiated eggs made into 𝑦�um deviled eggs. So, using her name as her main stat, that's her highest for. Human can't use because she can't go in there. I'm trying to think. Op expert, can she use it to... No? Okay. And then I think it would actually be a negative that her obsession that she needs to get to these eggs would actually be a negative. So we'll take it down to a 3. Egg motivation, we'll bring it back to a 4. And she has a recipe book. She's really excited to put in irradiated eggs as a new recipe.
Well, you're going to get an asset from the help Sprocket's given you.
Okay.
And then you can add 1 asset of yours.
Okay. So would that be the egg motivation or the recipe book?
Your choice.
Motivation.
All right. And how about go ahead and add that up, and how much effort are you spending?
I have 4 left, but I'll spend them all. Why not?
Well, you can't.
Dang.
You can spend, well, let's think about it. Let me think about this. So you're just tell me how you are retrieving these eggs.
Well, it's flooded, so she's going to be swimming. And she's using the thing that Sprocket Cobb made to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
And she's just desperate to get some eggs, so she's going to do whatever it takes to get down there.
Well, I think using the help of your colleagues is clever. I think you are literally just going for it, diving in head first. So a little crazy. I don't know that it's cool looking. I think you're no, yeah.
No, it's more like drowning, but really trying hard.
Style.
Drowning with style.
Drowning with style indeed. All right. So what I would say is you get 2 additional for being clever and crazy. So add that to your total before rolling. So that means you can spend up to 3 effort. 1 to negate your condition, which will bring up your total before rolling by 1.
Okay.
And then the other 2 to roll 3d6 total.
Okay, great.
Let's see it.
Let's see. Ah,
Add 2.
9.
All right. And as I mentioned, sometimes the world rolls against you, always. But this is a simple task. There's no opponent, so there's no extra effort for me to spend as the revealer world. So I'm just doing a straight roll. Okay, so what was the lowest total for anyone?
Anybody
What do
get
you
lower
think?
than a 9?
I had a 12, I think.
If we got egg motivation afterwards, do I add that to it?
You add 1 asset. Were you already using
I
an
think
asset?
I already added an asset, so I had 11 total.
Okay. So I hear a 9, 11, 12, and what was our super mutants?
He didn't get to go yet. I don't think.
All right. Tell us what
Slagma, go!
I choose you.
So, proud super mutant. So he's got this in the bag, right? He can do it, no problem, because he
All
is the
right.
almighty slag. So he gets that.
Yeah.
Use his name, and he might be an in denial ghoul, but he is still a ghoul, so this
Yeah.
is no problem for him. And because he is a wanderer, he knows the ins and outs. He might have seen the vault once or twice or 2, 3 or 4 or 5 times, and he also is lucky in the assets department. And it's crazy because I have no need for these eggs.
Yeah.
It's cool because I'm slag, and it's clever because I strung all these together.
Yeah.
And you rhymed.
I am giving him all 3. I probably am being too soft, but I'm giving him all 3. All right. So your highest, I believe, was a 4 of your features, correct?
Yes.
And you got 3 for being clever, cool, and crazy. So 7 plus 1 additional feature point. So you're 8. I still think you're delusional. So I'm going to take away 1 7. Are you spending any effort on this?
Yeah, I'll spend an effort on it.
How much effort do you have?
I have 2. I guess
All
I
right.
can spend both of them.
Yeah,
If you want.
so 1 to negate the condition, so you're back up to 8, and then 1 additional, so you can roll 2d6s.
Very good. 6 and 1, but of course.
Well, the good news is you get the effort back. So, but yes, so that's going to mean your total, I believe, to 9. So you and Yum Yum are tied. So the good news
All or nothing,
is,
maybe.
what was that?
All or nothing with a 6 and a 1.
Yeah. Well, at least you get a net 1 effort back. So I heard 9 for you 2, and I believe I had like a 10 and 11.
Yeah, 12.
12 and 11. Okay, got it. So the good news is the difficulty of this task was only an 8. So once I roll.
Woo!
All right.
I live!
Yep. So, no one injured themselves. So I want, first off, our super mutant to describe what it was like trying to retrieve these eggs and fortunately not doing yourself an injury in the process.
There's got to be a big door somewhere that needs moving, that looks solid. Like the entire vault door was shut. And I went to just move it, but like a rad roach pushed the button on the inside to get it going. So, it just started moving on its own. But I'm totally just moving that thing.
Yeah.
And I am amazing everyone.
I love it. I really don't know what to do with that.
Yep. Well, what
Maybe
does
he's
Yum
right.
Yum do with that is really the question.
Well, irradiated water is pouring out, but I am going to grab up my air respirator and start leading the charge
Oh,
to
boy.
get in there.
Really putting
To
it
the
test.
eggs!
You like pushing him out of the way.
Yeah. And she's actually, as she's swimming and she is becoming irradiated, she's excited because her skin starts looking like scrambled eggs and she hopes it stays.
And it's a little tingly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be like a yum yum myself.
Now,
I'm
How
one
about
with the
Johnny?
yum.
you're having a little bit more success even than Yum Yum. As usual, the sous chef really outshining the chef.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Johnny stays above the water. He hovers, but I'm just scanning. I'm using like my lens, and I like put it under the water and like scan. Trying to find the chicken coop or the eggs themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring us home, Sprocket Cobb. How do you help find the eggs in the end? You're the one who brings it home and gets those eggs for them.
Well, I'm trying to keep up with Yum Yum and keep her suit and armor. It's not fully leak proof, but as we're searching, I think I do a Fonzie on Johnny Egg real quick when he gets like a little zzz, doom doom doom, and that puts something back in place or something clicks back in place that his sensors start working right, and he finds the secret stash.
There you go. And you guys have retrieved the eggs as the last action of this mission that Yum Yum will work to Yum Yumify. All right. So, quick question. Does anyone have any effort left?
I got one.
One.
I'm out.
I use mine.
All right. So, we are at the end of the session. So the first thing is, if anyone has any effort left, you can convert that into experience. Now, I set the rate of experience for this session at 0.5. So basically, you each have one, which means now you can convert that to 0.5 effort. Now, Yum Yum, you have a 0.5 by all of your features.
By my name, Raider, Warlord, and Wasteland. That's what I have written down. But
Okay, so by 3 of the 5, because I think you have 5 features.
yeah.
So you may add that 0.5 to any of the features that don't have a 0.5 yet.
Ooh. Why not human?
All right,
I'm
all right.
embracing my human scrambled egg look.
There you go. All right. And so for our super mutant, do you have a 0.5 by all of your features?
Yes.
That means that you can add the 0.5 to whichever feature you want, and you'll level that one up. Which one are you adding it to?
Super mutant.
Of course. Your super
Need you
mutant,
ask?
Yep, your super mutant now goes up to 5.0.
Nice.
And that's how leveling works. Now, if we were playing more in a campaign, usually the rate would be 0.1 or 0.2. I actually put it at a 0.5 to kind of demonstrate in between here. Like if we were doing like a short arc, you might use that, like where, you're only going to play 3 sessions, or 4 sessions. On a really just pure one shot, if you wanted to get people to level up during the session, it would be a straight up 1. So like basically the first time you used it, it would level up for future uses, which we did at page 2. And that's how experience works. And no decimals count for anything except to keep track of your leveling. But since you add it right to your feature, you can see where you're at. And congratulations, Scrat and Dan Good, for playing your first session of Clever, Cool, Crazy. And our veterans, Dan Stacey and Kristen Stacey, for playing your, I don't know, like at least second, maybe third. I think third, actually.
Third, yeah.
You did 2 sets, yeah. So, all right. So, and thank you for all of you who donated. We did get an additional 20 on the team page while we were playing. So
Aw.
Yep. That was from my fiance. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone who raised in. And what was our total as of now?
$200.
All right. Very good. Is
Thank
that
you,
kind of 20
guys.
on the team page?
Oh no, 220 then.
220.
220. Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you
Awesome.
guys so much.
And as people are watching this, because we will have it available, you
Yes.
can always continue to contribute. It won't affect this game, but it helps. And I'll set a few other goals for some of our future sessions. So I'd like to take the opportunity first before we go into the wrap up to ask our two new players, the Clever, Cool, Crazy. How'd you like it?
Pretty cool, man. I'm writing down some notes.
I liked it. It was fun. Very easy to play. Yeah, it's good when you have a good group like everybody here.
Oh yeah,
It helps.
Right back at you.
I think that's true of any tabletop role-playing game. You even like systems that may not be your jam. If you've got a good crew playing with you, you can make it sing.
Yes, that's true.
And this is definitely a good crew. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stream Master, do you want to take us to the wrap-ups?
Absolutely. We'll go around the horn, let everybody shout out. I just posted the link for the RPGs versus AD. As soon as the stream is done, I will be putting those $200, full $200 into that. So thank you guys so much for making that possible. 220 total for tonight. That's awesome. Which puts you guys really close to your goal, I think, right? We're close to 4,400 or 300 now.
We actually are going to get I think we're getting there.
Once I put it in?
Yeah. I haven't done the math yet, but we're getting there.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Real quick for our players, 𝙏𝙗𝙗𝙗𝙗, aka Scrat from A Squirrel Plays. Where can people find and support you on the internet?
On A Squirrel Plays, right there on YouTube. That's in the Discord if you want to join. But that's the only spot I'm in. So.
And it's a pretty awesome spot. You guys should check it out. And you're all over the place right now too. You guys just did an Octopus game, didn't you? Over on Dave's channel?
Oh yeah, I mean, no. That was on my channel.
No, that was on your channel. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. That's awesome.
It should have been on somebody else's channel because my computer could barely handle that many people plugged into me. So.
Now I
It was a
picture a
full house.
cyborg squirrel and all these people are plugging into you. That's awesome. Guys, check out A Squirrel Plays. And playing Johnny Egg. Dan Good, how about you, sir?
Hi, I'm Dan. I just hang out in the Discord. Nothing official yet.
Nothing official.
Yes,
Leave it. Dan and I have been
yet.
talking.
Yeah.
Yet. It's very true.
We have something in the works. It's based around fitness, so get ready.
Let's
Yay!
go.
I love it.
Yes.
Does that mean you're the random commenter a long time ago that said they had a game they were working on, a tabletop that required exercise and fitness?
Uh,
I don't think it would be
sounded
him.
really cool.
I don't think it was me. I mean,
You got competition then. You better hurry up.
Very.
ours
Get it out
isn't
there
a game system. It's more of a GM/player toolkit, like where you add it to system agnostic. Yeah. We just talk about it.
We'll
Dan
do
and I
a
are
whole
working
thing.
on
Yeah.
a thing called FIT, which is fantasy integrated immersive training, where you take your steps and your workouts and you create goals like at the beginning of a session. Whatever game system you're playing, you can kind of implement this like in ways to just add to your campaign's progression or your GM's own degression, or whatever you find, however you want to play. It would be more like a talk at the table type session zero thing. But yeah, I think the way we're kind of working it out is just something that is more tailored to setting goals with each other and pushing forward fitness at the table, like not just not like berating people for not reaching goals. It's more about just like working together to reach those goals.
Trying and attempting to.
Yeah, and then like we just integrate those goals that we meet into the tabletop.
Sweet.
That's-
Work your brains and your bodies.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that's definitely different than what he was talking about, like the skill checks and everything. You actually have to push-ups and lift things. So
Yeah, I think I have seen several things floating on Instagram and like other places where they actually roll dice and do workouts with that, which is really cool system. But I just wanted to make it something that's very system agnostic that everybody can just take with any tabletop and just like add extra, oh, you guys hit 2 weeks of goals. Here's this super awesome magic item. Here's this super awesome thing that you guys earned within the story arc. This,
I like that.
This is just my idea.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I do have a draft PDF if anybody wants it.
I would like to see it.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, dude.
That's that.
Absolutely.
I'll be quiet now.
Well, no, you're good, man. I can't wait to show off what we do with it. We'll definitely keep your eyes out for that. And last but not least, our guest of honor, Glenn, Clever, Cool, Crazy, and RPGs versus AD. Where can people find you? Support the charity.
Yeah. You can definitely go to our longest day team page, RPGs versus AD, that will be put into the link for this live stream. You can also find it and me on my YouTube channel, Glenn Finney. Yes, it's very cleverly named. And I often hang out on the Discords, do some stuff with the DC 20 West marches as a Grand GM there, and also been doing some DMing on the Esper the Bard Discord of late, and having fun with that, and
that's awesome.
hanging out with you guys at Avenue Studios. So but yeah, no, definitely stay tuned, and hoping we'll have a few more live streams coming up over the next 2 months. Peaking at June 20th, but going into July. And again, if all of you want to contribute, that's great. If you want to spread the word, that's great. If you want to join as a team member on the website, you can, and raise money for Alzheimer's disease and related disorders. We need all the help we can get.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, chat. Thank you all for being here. This has been another fantastical and our first charity stream on Avenue Studios. So thank you, Glenn, for making that happen. Do give us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to follow the adventure. You can further support us and become a part of the ever-growing force known as Avenue Studios by joining our locals or Patreon community. Doing so not only helps us continue to create high-quality content, but you'll also gain access to bonus content, as well as our private Discord where you can chat with everybody here and so many more, and join West March, Pathfinder, Kingmaker game with Jacob. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for RPGs versus AD, which I also put in the chat, as well as the sound, music, and ambience that we use. And thank you so much for joining this adventure. We will, on YouTube, be raiding Star Wars. I did confirm they are live because we've had a rough go of it the past few streams. They are live on YouTube. We're going to raid them. Everybody, spam the chat with RPGs versus AD when we bump over to Moonskull. See if we can get some more people there to donate. And we will see you next time. Mara bye.
Night.